What's going on, everybody? It's your girl Quincy, host and founder of Studio Q, forever Whitney Houston fan, coming to you live on Whitney Wednesday. Yeah, we went ahead and made Wednesday all about Whitney, okay? And I come on here every week to personally invite you to talk Whitney Houston with me and everybody who signed up to Patreon. I also talk about Studio Q as well because that's me first. So I share Studio Q story, behind the scenes story, a clip, some of that. And then we slide into Whitney Wednesday. And this is a place where people who love Whitney gather. And this has been a really Whitney year. I mean, I've loved Whitney since I was 9. So every year has been about Whitney for me in some kind of form or fashion, if it's just listening to her music. But going live every week and connecting with people who actually love Whitney Houston the way I do has been, tremendous. It's been a one of a kind year, something that can never be repeated. Okay, it can never be repeated. This is, I went to Whitney's gravesite. I went to New Jersey with 6 other Nippy cousins. Like, this is one for the history books. I'm very proud that I got to go to all the Whitney spots in New Jersey on what would have been her 60th birthday. So anybody who hasn't seen any of those videos, promise you would love it, especially if you ever plan to go to New Jersey to honor Whitney Houston. All those videos are there. Bunch of content on Patreon. But if you're a Whitney fan, I especially got a lot just because I'm a Whitney fan. So shout out to everybody on For the Love of Whitney. My you know, it's not a real fan page, but it is. It is now, kind of. But it's For the Love of Whitney is the name of my fan documentary, and I erected the page to support that. So, it's kind of taken on a life of its own, just honoring Whitney on a daily basis. So, shout out to all of you who love Whitney, who like my post, share my post, comment on my post. I appreciate you. Shout out to everybody on Soul TV. Um, I appreciate my man Bobby, who owns the page, letting me come on and share my interviews and Whitney Wednesday with all of you guys. So I like to get to know you guys more over on Soul TV. But shout out to everybody on Soul TV. And shout out to everybody on my YouTube channel. Come on. Like, this year was a special year too because I got a YouTube plaque, y'all. I got a YouTube plaque back in was it May? Yeah. Y'all, oh, there it is. Can y'all see? Well, my chair is kind of hiding it. But y'all see the YouTube plaque, right? For 100,000 subscribers. So shout out to every last one of you who has subscribed to my YouTube channel and come to gather once a week. I've been going live since January, every single week, except for when I took a hiatus after my Whitney trip. And I've never been so consistent in my life in going live on the internet. I'm somebody who was on the internet, consumed the internet, posted on the internet, but I didn't engage this way. So this has been, a real journey for me. And I appreciate getting to know each and every one of you. So without further ado, let me shout out everybody, because y'all know I'm not going to be on here long because the real chat is on Patreon. And you can sign up for free. I got a lot of free content available. But the live stream is part of the paid membership. It's $5 a month. I go live every week, have been since January actually, but I've only been on Patreon since August. So I launched it, on Whitney's birthday actually. Okay, that's when I launched it. So anyway, let me say what's up to everybody. Happy Wednesday. Kyrie is in the building. Ron is in the building. George is in the building. Pooh is in the building. Monique is in the building. Kavan is in the building. Shakara. I feel like I'm saying your name wrong. Shakara. Man. Hey, Q, I love you, girl. And that's on period. Well, Shakara, I love you too. Please let me know if I'm pronouncing your name right. If I'm not, please, sound it out phonetically in the chat so I can get it right. Yes, we definitely in the steam room. What's going on, Vanessa? Always good to see you. I'm doing well. You always ask me how I'm doing, and I always appreciate it. And I always want to reciprocate with, how are you doing, Vanessa? How are you? I hope you're doing well. I hope you are doing well. Happy Whitney Wednesday. Absolutely. Yes. What's up, Ty? Ty is in the building. Ty is in the building. I see Ty. Nippy Elizabeth. Hey, thank you so much for sharing that clip. I'm actually going to share it today on Whitney Wednesday when we get on over in the Patreon. I love that. Thank you. Nippy Elizabeth always shares stuff with me. That's Miranda from Philly. Shout out to you. She's been rocking with me all year too. Appreciate you. What's up, Janice Neville's in the building? Chandra Oates. I'm doing good. How are you, Chandra? Appreciate you. It's Ashley in the building. Nippy Cousins. Yes, yes, yes. What's going on? It's Susanna in the building. What is going on? Now I see, Kyrie, you got a big old long question about Bobby Christina. I actually saw this in the chat before I went live, so I went to YouTube because I forgot about it. But why didn't you mention that it's an AI version? Kyrie Thompson asked Q, did you ever get to go on YouTube and hear the Bobby Christina's My Name Is Not Susan? If so, what did you in the chat think about it? Sir, it's a whole AI version. For Bobby Christina ain't never sang My Name Is Not Susan publicly. She might have sang it with her mama, but that's an AI version. And there's a lot of AI versions of even Whitney singing. I posted one on the page just to see what people thought. But like, that's not real. That's automated. So I can't give an opinion on what's not even real. Ron says, Quincy, do you like Whitney's Try It On My Own? And do. I think I've lip synced to it in the park and posted it. That's how much I like it. I feel the song is not talked about much at all on her resume. There's a lot of songs that, you know, are top tier that aren't talked about when it comes to Whitney Houston, because she has such, you know, first of all, 7 number 1 hits, 7 consecutive number 1 hits that knocks out the Beatles and knocks out Elvis. So first of all, most people are talking about those 7 hits, but Whitney got a catalog on the B side that is so underrated. So when I go do walks in the park or in the gym and I'm lip syncing to a song, because Whitney helped me get through those workouts, and I post them, I usually try to post the songs that don't get that much play publicly. I mean, they may get a lot of play from us as fans, but they're not talked about. And Try It On My Own is one of them. Yes, yes, yes. We in the steam room, George, still waiting on for you. Listen, I got to get a P.O. box, George. I don't have a P.O. box yet. So when I get a P.O. box, I'll let you know. But thank you so much for even thinking of me. Appreciate you, sir. Appreciate you, sir. Pooh said, hey, I saw a video of Nippy singing in Italy all at once. Yeah, I posted that video so many times, and I always be like, poor guy. But that was Whitney. I think I'm going to do like a carousel on Instagram where it shows all the times, not all the times, but specific times where Whitney did duets, and she just ate up the person that was next to her. She wasn't trying to, you know what I'm saying? She just Whitney Houston. So it's going to come out like it come out, you know, and that's just how it is. Okay. You can't stand next to Aretha Franklin and think Aretha Franklin ain't gonna be Aretha Franklin. It's the same thing for Whitney Houston. She gonna blow you out without even trying. And the great thing about Whitney is she don't even be trying to blow you out. She just doing her. You get what I mean? Because she started out as a background singer. So Sissy told her how to blend. Whitney wasn't showboaty at all. You know what I mean? She sang behind the whinings just as a friend. So she ain't never trying to like just outshine you, but her talent is just a flashlight. You get what I'm saying? She can't help it. You know, so if you ain't up to snuff, it's gonna show. It's gonna show. It's gonna show. It's gonna show. Q, will you post your link to Patreon? Thank you. Yes, I will, George. Because a lot of the questions and stuff that y'all bring up here, that's what we talk about on Patreon. This is just me inviting you and saying what's up, and I appreciate you. But this ain't Whitney Talk. Whitney Talk is on Patreon. I created a whole Whitney Wednesday to do just that. So if you have, you know, an interest in really going, you know, down the rabbit hole and just having a good time talking Whitney Houston, join my Patreon. Let me see. And plus, I have way more. It's not just about my live streams. That's maybe how you guys have gotten to know me, but I've got so much content on Whitney Houston because I'm a fan. You know, I've interviewed a bunch of people, and I always made it a point to ask about her, you know, if I remembered. And most times I did. There was a few times I, you know, didn't ask and I regretted it. But most of the times I did. And so I've got like, it might not be a long interview uh, or a long sound bite, but like a couple of minutes of a lot of different people saying something about Whitney. And that's all archived on my Patreon. I've taken it off of YouTube. So if you're a Whitney fan and you want to hear great stuff about Whitney and different stories that you may not have heard before, join my Patreon. It's not just the live streams. I got a lot of interviews on there. Bet Sussman, I interviewed for Bet Sussman a couple of years ago for over an hour. I interviewed Ray Fuller over an hour. Last week I interviewed Winston Virgo, who's known Whitney since she was 15. I interviewed Whitney's hairstylist Tiffany. I've interviewed Wayne Lindsay, who played keyboards for Whitney along with Bet Sussman. I've interviewed Gerald Albright, who played the saxophone for Whitney for a lot of years. So I've interviewed Whitney's nephew, Gary Michael Houston. The list goes on. So, I have probably almost 100 pieces of content just dedicated to Whitney, not to mention my 100-minute fan documentary. So this Patreon is just not me going live. You get what I'm saying? I got a bunch of content that's exclusive to what I do. And that's just about Whitney. I got a whole other catalog with interviews, celebrity interviews that I've done for the last, I don't know how many years, but a lot. So yeah, Whitney is just a part of me, you guys. I love her dearly, but she's just a part of me. She's not all of me. So this has been a very special year concentrating and interacting and engaging with people on this high level, on this consistent level about Whitney, because Whitney it's just been me and Whitney. You know what I'm saying? I've been a fan, been the president of my own fan club, and I just rock with Whitney by myself. So this has been wonderful, wonderful. But I got a lot of other stuff I do too. and do and do. I'm a super fan too. I know that's right, Tamika. Then you in the right place. You in the right place. There is no song. Wait, there is no song I don't know. Okay, well that would be a fan. That would be a fan. You in the right place. You in the right place. Let's see. Lance said, Quincy, everyone, do you all have Spotify? And have y'all seen y'all Spotify rap? Where is Whitney on your top 5 singers on the Spotify? I don't use Spotify, so I got a rap because of my podcast. So it tells me about my podcast, but not just me personally, because I don't use Spotify. I think Whitney's number 3 or 4 on my list. I know that's right. And she should be, Lance. She should be. She should be. You good? Oh, you good, Chandra. Yay. I'm glad to hear that. Kyrie said, "Oops, I feel bad thinking it was her. Forgive me, chat." No, it was an AI version. There's a couple of versions on there, and it's AI, and y'all know like Chat GPT and all of that. Like you can a lot of artists you can say, "Hey, make Kanye rap to whatever." So there, I posted a Whitney Houston AI version of supposedly Whitney singing "I Look to You" in her prime vocals. That's what but it was. Let me just tell y'all, Whitney singing it the way she sang it is beyond what that was offering. You know what I'm saying? So I like AI for a lot of things, but not that. Not that. Connie D, thank you for the content. Yes, listen, I'm a content creator, I'm a digital creator, I'm a Whitney Houston lover. So it's just something that I'm gonna do. I'm just starting now to organize and get together because a lot of times I was just doing the work. I wasn't packaging it and promoting it only to the publicist of the celebrity that I was interviewing. So this is a whole new world for me, but I appreciate that you appreciate the content. Like I'm going to forever rep for Whitney. So I'm glad that I can offer something, that is positive regarding her. Like it's been a great pleasure for me. It really is. Let's see who else is on the chat because y'all know I ain't got a couple more minutes. Then I got to go over to Instagram, say hi, say thank you, and invite them to the Patreon. What's up, Janice? Hello, have a blessed day. Awesome. Well, you have a blessed day too. That's what's up. I love the love, you guys. I love the love. Yes, yes, yes. Pooh, I agree. A lot of former employees did say that. So thank God, Robin and Sylvia was around. Thank God for them. Whitney deserved that kind of love and that kind of loyalty and that kind of service because whenever you're in Whitney's presence, on Whitney's team, like you're going to automatically get. So the idea that she did have people who poured into her is so amazing because you can't be around Whitney Houston and not get, because she's just full of love. She's generous, she's kind, um, she's not cocky or arrogant. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna defend herself, but like, so just being in her presence, being on her team, being in her workforce, whatever, like one of her, like you automatically gonna benefit just because of the kind of person she was. Get what I'm saying? What's going on, Michael? How are you? Michael Ruan in the building. I'm just gonna say Michael because I'm sure I screwed up your last name, sir. I'm sorry about that. Viola, she was a true queen and was. Yes, yes, yes. Susanna, how many things could Whitney be doing? A bunch. But how about all the stuff, Susanna, that Whitney already did? Okay. Like, I understand that, what if Whitney was here? What would she be doing? But look what she did in the 48 years of life that she had. She did, like, people still haven't surpassed her, and she's been gone for 11 years. That's amazing. So my thing is, like, let's relish in what she left us: the music, the movies, the kindness, the records, like record breaking, situations like diamond records and number ones. Like, listen, people can live twice as long as Whitney and not leave a fourth of what she left on this planet. So my thing is, like, let's celebrate what she left. You get what I'm saying? Let's celebrate what she already did, because she gonna do more than some of us in a lifetime or two. You get what I'm saying? Exactly. We have so much, it will never get old. Exactly. You could just spend a day on YouTube and just be in heaven, watching Whitney in a way that, I don't know, that fills your soul. So you couldn't do that unless she worked her butt off when she was here. And she did, despite all that she went through. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I focus on. That's what I focus on. Because there could always be more. She could always be doing this. But she's not here physically. Because let's be real. Whitney's spirit is big and everywhere. Okay. Lance said Whitney is the only black and only black female to ever have 3 diamond albums. Black excellence at its finest. Come on with the receipts, Lance. Come on with the receipts. So true. Yes, Connie. Like, she was all that in a bag of chips. Like, she's still breaking records. Like, she's still what? I think recently she was nominated for her gospel album of songs that she did way back when, that they put together for I Go to the Rock. She's still being nominated. She's been gone, y'all, for 11 years and still nominated. There are people who just came out and got nominated. You get what I'm saying? Excellence. Okay. Q, on Sundays, I start my day at work with Whitney Gospel. Exactly. Because why? She going to put you in the spirit. She going to take you where you need to go. She going to fill that cup that the week has emptied. You know what I mean? Or fill it before you enter your new week. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's my favorite performance, Michael. Her 2009 AMAs was so powerful. It was. It is. Because like when you watch it right now, what? You still could get goosebumps. That's the power of excellence, you guys. It never, ever expires. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. So you guys, my name is Quincy. I'm the host and founder of Studio Q. I'm a forever Whitney Houston fan. And every week I go live on Patreon to talk a little bit about Studio Q and a lot about Whitney, because it's Whitney Wednesday. And I come on here to invite you personally. So this is what that is. This is what it's been for weeks. And this is what it will continue to be until the end of the year. So come on over to Patreon. I'll put the link in the chat. Join up. Come talk Whitney with us. Yes, come on, Michael. A friend, not a fan. Come on. Yes, Viola, she is gone, but she will never, ever be forgotten. Never expires and doesn't. Nothing stops me from watching Whitney. I'm such a Whitney fan and I'm proud of it, as you should be. As you should be. So, all right, you guys, I want you to have a great week. If I see you on Patreon, thank you. Welcome already. I'm about to head to Instagram to invite everybody over there. And have a great Wednesday. Thanks for coming and chatting with me a little bit in the invite part. All right. See you guys on Patreon.